Paulina Luna. All right. First question is for you. Do you think we are headed, Congresswoman, for a full disclosure and transparency about UAPs, which we used to call UFOs? I do. I mean, I think it was just this week. Didn't they start a website for releasing this information?
From my understanding, they're going to put it on the National Archives, but if they've booked the website, so I actually head up the Disclosure Task Force in Congress on declassification of federal secrets. And what I will tell you is
that's why you know so much stuff.
I'm a nerd. In all seriousness, there's some things that we can't explain. And there is a problem with overclassification, but also when you have duly elected members of Congress being denied access, that's a problem because we're supposed to be the, check and balance on some of these agencies. And so you'll see some interesting stuff. The federal government will never come out and tell you what to believe.
I think they're here.
Well, there's definitely stuff that we can't explain.
I'm not
I'm
shy about it.
still searching for intelligent life on Earth, so I'll be I'm not into that.
Well, I think we're in a big universe.
Well, you may not be into that, but they're into you. Okay? I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, things...
Why do they always put the probes there? Well, if they're that sophisticated, can't they just, scan us
but see, but if you want to be serious about it, there was an era where we heard a lot about probing. That ended. Because, I mean, we never heard about any of it before we got nuclear weapons. Right after the nuclear bomb went off in 1945. Suddenly the aliens were like, maybe we ought to pay attention to these people.
Well, there were reports of sightings and whatnot dating back into even, for many, 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 many centuries.
If you're talking about some of the stuff like we see in hieroglyphics and drawings,
I think
could be, yes, it could be like they built the pyramids. That's true.
Well, I think that there's a lot of theories, but based on what we're seeing evidence-wise, there is one specific agency where multiple members of Congress, to include myself, received a briefing from. All of that information will be declassified, and the stuff that we saw in that briefing we can't explain.
But I mean, if I could get back to the anal probing.
Odd topic.
It seems like there was a time where they needed to do that to find out about it. I mean, like so many people have this almost the exact same recollection. Now, maybe it's some psychological phenomenon that we don't realize, but people independently seem to have this kind of vague memory, and they lost a little track of time. Maybe it was the GHB, I don't know. It seemed like the aliens were trying to find out what makes these people tick. Who are these humans? And then I think they got that information. And in the last 10, 20 years, it's not been that.